how do you measure success? So looking out 5 years in the future or 10 years in the future, right? What does success look like for this league and just basketball in whole when it comes to the continent of Africa? Is it 30 teams across the continent? Is there grassroots program like AAU programs that we see in America? Like, how do you envision the continent of Africa as far as a successful movement when it comes to not only NBA basketball, but basketball as a whole? Both of you.
Yeah, I think if you look back to what I was saying maybe around 2010 or even before me, I think if you look at how basketball has been developing in the continent to begin with, when I first came into the league, everybody was used to African players being, big guys who just rebound and block shot. Obviously, Hakeem Olajuwon had the skill, but when he first came over, he was given the opportunity because of his height and so on. So guys were just looking for tall African players who, are athletic. As the game went on, I remember when I first came in the league, it bothered me that I was only, I shouldn't say the only, but one of the few African players who are a perimeter player and so on. And now, if you look at the league now with, Siakam and Embiid and all these guys that are so skilled, it just shows you where the game is going and where the development is going. So I think as much as, we are still improving, you got to give credit to where we are today. And as Claire said, how many players in the NBA or just around the world that are playing the game that have, roots back to the continent or, came directly from the continent. And now we're seeing guys like Kaman Malwaja and so on coming straight out of, the academies in Africa. But also to go back, I think we also need to focus on the grassroots side of things, on programs that have proven themselves, programs that, continuously keep on, bringing on players, but also, developing not just the players, but the coaches, the referee, and so on. And I always talk about Amadou's is a great example with Seed Academy. As long as, I've been back in the continent, Seed Academy has existed, and Seed Academy has given so much to the game of basketball from the continent. How many players came out of there? How many players are playing in Europe and so on? Those type of program we need to protect and enhance and also make some type of connection with, the U.S. and Europe, because no matter what, we have to admit that, the game is more advanced in those places, and there's a lot of coaches that have so much information that they can, share and develop. And as far as BAL, I think we all see the vision. There's great leadership within the BAL. I happen to be a part of it, and I see it every day, and I see that, the direction and what we're trying to accomplish as a league. And as Claire said, it's really amazing when you look at the BAL of how many opportunities it's creating. The panel earlier, people were asking questions on how to get involved. And the way I see, obviously the NBA, it's a global and it's been going on for years, but when we look at BAL in the continent, it's not just basketball. There's so much that comes with it. Even us sitting up here because of BAL, there's so much we're talking about that will motivate others. And we're talking positively, consistently about the continent. And we're creating jobs, but we're also connecting it with, with the culture. We're connecting it with the youth and so on. How can we pull more people in, not just the fans, but how can we create more jobs and so on? So I think the direction is clear. Everybody has an opinion, but I really got to trust on the leadership to where it was and where it is now and where it's going.